You know, this past weekend, more than just baseball filled Principal Park. There were smiles and cheers from a lot of fans who were able to experience an Cubs game in a different environment, and a lot of them probably for a first time. It was the first sensory day at the ballpark, and the theme of inclusivity is something the Cubs plan to continue. The organization is being recognized for its efforts, so let's bring in Randy Wayhofer, Vice President, General Manager at the Cubs. Thanks for being with us again today.
Thanks for having me.
We talked to you before the sensory day was happening. I know a lot of work was going on behind the scenes. How did it go?
I thought it went great. We got a lot of really good feedback, and in fact, the 3 suites that we had set up upstairs expanded into a 4th by the time everyone came up to participate. We heard from families from Chicago and St. Louis that heard about the event and came specifically for that. So you never know what to expect for these kinds of things, but we were really pleased, as were the folks from Child Serve and the Autism Society of Iowa, that were really the driving force behind us being able to pull that off.
Yeah, I told you how much it means to me personally, having a son who's on the spectrum. But, you know, we just got word yesterday from your team, oh, here's another level. We've gotten this special certification. So tell us about that.
Yeah, KultureCity is a national group that helps facilities like ours become certified to be better equipped to deal with fans that are coming with all sorts of interests, needs, and special attention that can be provided. And while we operate a big building, it's hard to be everything to everybody all the time, and our staff is an expert on all of these things ourselves. So in addition to the things we were doing locally, Ellie Simpson, our marketing director, who came to us from the Iowa Events Center, had some experience with KultureCity there and helped us go through the process to get certified. And now, not just on Sensory Inclusive Day, but every day we have quiet spaces in the ballpark that we can dedicate. We've got kits that families can pick up if they need some tools to help make it through the game and to just make the day at the ballpark a more enjoyable experience.
I brought this sticky note out here with me because I didn't want to forget this. I was on the KultureCity website, and kind of the theme for what you guys are now taking part in is called Make the Nevers Possible, which I think is so cool. So these are the sensory bags that you guys are going to have available.
Yes, we have those at fan services and also at our front desk by the elevator lobby to the suite level. So there's headphones in there. There's some fidget opportunities and what they call communication cards. So if someone is overwhelmed, they can point to how they're feeling, what it is they're needing. You know, I think we talk a lot about how to deal with kids in this situation, and maybe they have family members, but there are adults coming that have these kinds of needs too, that maybe are coming and are independent enough to come on their own, but maybe find themselves in an uncomfortable position. So these are the tools that KultureCity provides us so that we can be consistent with those days and maybe not have all of the things set up that we did last Sunday, but elements that are available every single time you come to Principal Park so that you can replicate that even on days where it's not designated as the sensory inclusive day. Every day to a certain level can be sensory inclusive at Principal Park.
I think it means so much to the autism community, the disability community, just that entities like yours are making an effort. And because, correct me if I'm wrong, but 50% of your staff had to go through this training.
Yeah, that's the minimum threshold to meet in order to become certified, and more of us have gone through it than that. But that, you know, all of our full-time staff, but that includes our ushers and our ticket takers and anybody that might be public facing that isn't with us on a full-time basis and year-round. And a lot of those folks work at the other facilities in town when baseball season isn't happening, and we're a little bit familiar with that too. But it is, you know, I think even when you're well-intentioned, if you don't know enough about what's going on, you run the risk of doing the wrong thing, even if your heart's in the right place. So we really appreciate the opportunity for our local groups and then KultureCity and all of that to come together, no matter what the initiative may be, to make sure that we're being authentic in the way we're inviting people to try out the ballpark and do those things, because that is our intention. But you have to get it right if you're going to make a special invitation to folks who may wonder whether or not the ballpark is the right place for them on any given night.
What do you think people learn? Did you go through the training?
I did.
Okay, what did you learn? What's your takeaway?
Yeah, I think that there's I think the biggest thing that I learned was not to be afraid to be direct and just ask people what they want and what they need and how you can help. I think sometimes someone in my position feels like there's an expectation that we should already know, and I didn't,
Yeah.
and sometimes I don't. And so the opportunity for someone to tell me who works with people on a daily basis who are having these kinds of special needs, that it's okay to not know everything, but the right way to ask, the right way to be concerned, even if you're well-intentioned, just to be able to do it authentically, I think helped me quite a bit.
Okay, I love it. My favorite phrase is, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, I've made a living out of saying, I don't know, but I know where to find out.
You and me both.
and that goes a long way with a lot of people.
Okay, Randy, thanks so much. I really appreciate this. It's great stuff.
Thanks for having me back.
Okay.